Welcome to Chapter 4. We're going to move the A7 and the blues in A up the fretboard. We had the open position, and then we had the G type A7, and now we're moving on to the next A7 up here, which will be an E type. And you can follow along from the caged C-A-G-E-D. After the G type, there has to be the E type. So this is how I find my A7 as I'm going up the neck in the next type. Now I am in 5th position, and I'm playing the A7 here with the E type. Now in that area, I want to find my two other chords. I want to find my 4 chord, which is the D7. And logically, following what we had, we were in open position, then here we had a C-type D7 in chapter 3. And from the C-type, as our organization goes, C-A-G-E-D, C, A-type for D7. So you go from the C-type to the A-type for the D7. The same with the E7. The E7 we were we came from open position, and we were already on a D type for E7, and we moved it up. For this course, we move it up for chapter 4 to the C type. So we had E type, D type, that finishes our C-A-G-E-D, our caged, and we start over with the C type. And now you can memorize in this area, I have E type for A7, I have A type for D7, and I have C type for E7. Those are the 3 chords that we need. And we can use certain notes to connect each position to the next one. Like when we had a G type A7 here, this is my A again, because this was my 7th. And then I see, okay, this is where I need to go for my next type for A7. I go from G type to E type. When you see your D7 with the C type, here's your D. They share that note. The C type has the same lowest note as the A type. So this is how I connect the 2 chords to each other. For the E type that I used for the E7, it's a little bit more trickier, because if I play a regular major chord for E, then here's my E, and here's my E. This E here I can use to connect to the next E7, which is a C type. So you always look for those connecting notes, and once you practice those a while, then it will come quite naturally, and your hands get used to moving from one to the other, because you in your mind you already see how to connect them. So we have A7, D7, and E7. And now again, just to review a little bit, we go through the 3 lines. Like I said, I put my 12-bar blues in 3 lines with 4 bars each. And my first line would be A7 to D7 to A7 to A7. Line number 2 is 2 bars of D7 to 2 bars of A7. And my last line is the one with most changes in it. I go from E7 to D7 to A7 and back to E7 as a turnaround to come back to the beginning. Okay, so now that we have the 3 chords, we want to do a rhythm pattern to play through the whole form again. And for this one, I thought we were going to do what they call a 12/8 rhythm, which is, some people refer to it as triplets on each beat, so it's 3 hits on each beat. And I put my metronome at 70, And I will play like this. I just play the rhythm for you and before I go into the form. So it's just like 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And they use that a lot in the slower blues. And if you get a feel for it, then later on the shuffle feel will be a little bit easier for you to play and to feel. Let's go through the form, the 12-bar blues in A with a 12/8 feel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1. And if you can, try to just use downstrokes in your right hand. And you will emphasize the first of the 3 a little bit. You go 1, 2. And once you're familiar with this one, you can also go back to the other rhythms that we used and play those in this position. This rhythm feel is very good for slower blues in A. Like if you go back to the B.B. King tunes that we used for chapter 3, then you will find you can put that in there and it will, you can hear it, you can synchronize yourself with the drummer a lot of times because they will play this on the right cymbal or on the snares. On the snare they will give you that feel for the 12/8. And once you're comfortable with that, as it is a slower feeling and you will have practiced your chords changing in a slower tempo, then you can go and use the other rhythm patterns from like from chapter 2 and the one where we had 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And again, you can use that now in 5th position. Once you're comfortable with that, find a medium tempo A7 blues to use, one of the ones that I mentioned or one of the ones you found elsewhere. And now, instead of using different rhythms like we did at the end of chapter 3, we will do different positions for each chorus. So you use a medium tempo one, and let's say we go back to the rhythm pattern of 1 and the end of 2. And you will play one chorus here, you will play one chorus here, and you will play one chorus here. You can do 3 choruses and they will all sound a little bit different, which will make you a good rhythm guitar player because you can add variety to the way you accompany the band or the singer. So that's it for this chapter. I'll see you on the next one.